In this demonstration, I'll describe the steps for the Cut Plantar Surface tool. You can see that we have our AFO. I'm going to right click and zoom this out again so we can see it a little better, a little smaller image. Whatever you do, don't left click here. Keep this thing right click. If you left click, you're going to tilt it, okay, in this fashion, and we don't want to rotate it. We want to make sure that we have this. So I'm left clicking, but again, try not to left click. We want to right click and get this so that it's again perfectly straight up and down. Okay, if anything, you have it a little bit forward. This is where we want to have our heel roughly a ½ inch higher than the ball of the foot again. And again, we can use the grid pattern to kind of estimate the height, again, knowing that each one of these blocks are 1 inch square. So with our AFO basically straight up and down or slightly forward, we're going to grab our up arrow on the screen and pull it into the bottom of our foot plate. Okay, and we want this to be about 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch up into the bottom of the foot plate. We can come over to the window on the left and we can see depth of cut 3/16. So our objective here is to make the cut, so the bottom of our foot plate, once we cut it off, so I'm going to click left click cut, pull this down, so when we cut this off it ends up being perfectly flat, and this looks pretty flat. So you get a little bit of rounding here, but once we cut this off, this should be nice and flat. That looks beautiful. Done. Okay, the other objective is that our foot plate in the end is somewhere in the neighborhood of with the AFO straight up and down, in the neighborhood of a ½ inch, factoring in the height of the heel height of a shoe. So if these are a ½ inch, my heel's pretty much on that line. We have our AFO about a ½ inch heel height built into it. So that's looking pretty good. Now, we will detail out this transverse arch a little bit more in 3 steps from now. So we've now completed cutting the foot plate. We're going to move on to the next step.